Right, here we go. Well, it was early morning when I first came out, but I've been messing around with one or two things in the old workshop, and we're now about ready to get on with the job in hand. Just need to take off the existing chuck, which is always handy if you can't find your chuck key. I just thought I'd start doing a live stream when I'm in the workshop, and I'm going to start coming in early on weekends. Probably I'm going to start getting in here around 7:30 on a Saturday, maybe. Let's have a look at this. That looks about right. Morning, Tommy. You well? Are you in the workshop, or are you at home? Or is the workshop at home, like it is for me? Got a piece of monkey puzzle here, and a new centre finder, which I'm quite excited about. I don't intend to be wrestling too much on this if I can help it. So we shall see. It's quite nice to have a screwdriver that fits right in the middle of my faceplate. I did make one of those fancy gadgets for sticking over your but I'm tempted to flatten the back, but I think I'll do that on the face. Let's do that on the face. Oh yeah, you said you would. So did your van get fixed okay? Let's just turn that across a little bit so you know that I'm looking at the chat. Oh, nice, mate, nice. Yeah, I'm going with quite a chunky faceplate, but there's no need for it. I think I would have got away with a normal one. Just this morning, I don't feel like wrestling with it. It's got quite a nice pattern on this. I don't think the way it's been cut's probably ideal, but we shall see. Now I'm thinking, have I put that on the wrong way around? I think I probably have. I think I'm going to swap that round and to be taking off enough to cover those screws. So where do I want the branches? So as I cut into this, the branches are going to be at the bottom. I probably want the branches the other way up. Yeah, I think you're right. Make this the bottom. Morning, Clive. Helps if you switch the lathe on in the morning, doesn't it? Which reminds me, I haven't had my first coffee of the day yet, so cheers, guys. It's not Guinness. Everyone keeps asking me. It is coffee. Brian, hello. How are you? Hey, Alan. Yeah, I'm having an early start today. I think this is the way forward, probably on a weekend. With the little one and trying to find time in the workshop without disrupting our days too much. So let's see how we get on with this. It's a little bit of a beast, but it's not too bad. Excuse the grunting, it's early morning. A bit of fun, hopefully no drama for the morning. Well, I've got a fair amount of work to do to get that into round, haven't I? Anyway, let's see where this lathe will let me get to. So 700, no issues. This thing's immense. This lathe is immense. 700 and no issues. So I think this is a bit of a voyage of discovery. I've got all my workshop shielding up. If you go and have a look, I've put some sheeting up over the end of my workshop so that shavings don't make it the full length of the room. I bought some see-through see-through awning for quite cheap off eBay, and just put some hooks in the ceiling and hang it down. Right, let's go. Let's just have a quick view of Ruby's chart. So Ruby's cutting chart, we'll just have a quick view of that because that helps me just to reorientate myself. Cut direction based on grain. So this is an end grain bowl. So for the inside I'll be cutting from the middle out, and on the outside I'll be cutting from the outside into the centre. You'll notice that there's quite a lot of really soft pith and a hole in the middle. Just pointing that out in case anyone cries funnel at some point. Now let me just have a look and see where I'm going to be cutting. So there. Okay. Right. Let's drop the handle. Let's drop the handle and see. Now there's one shot there that I think would be better for me when I'm watching this back. 2 seconds. Two seconds, guys, bear with me. There's one shot I just want to see if I can open up. So just need to open that shot so that I can see my chisel and the tool rest in the shot. Okay, right, I think we're ready to go. middle of the branches is very, very, very hard. That's a good idea, Clive. I like that. Let's just have a look at that. Yeah, it's working. It works for me. Very, very hard. Just going to change my coat to something more Hey, morning Barry, good to see you. Hope no one will be spitting their coffee out in a minute with some kind of catch, but everything feels good, feels safe, all feels very strong. I'm just going to finish off this. Tell you what, they're really, really sharp and painful, those branches. It's like cutting sandpaper. It's like cutting sandpaper with the sharpness of these shards that are coming off there. It's so hard, it's like glass in these branches. So hard, it's like glass. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm not too slow. Not too slow. It's all going quite nicely so far. Let's keep going. I'm going to give this chisel a sharpen in a minute, just keep a nice fresh edge on it. I'm getting some nice shavings coming off this now, which is good. It's letting me know I'm getting close to round. Nice, not too bad. I'm considering a live. No, I don't think so. Got a bit of a crack there. I'm hoping that doesn't go too far. But other than that, it's looking good. So now I'm a bit more round. Taking about, I'd say, a good ½ inch off there. I shall go more aggressive and ride the bevel in. Still taking it easy, no rushing. Good job I've got a face guard on. Alright, now we come into the hard branches, so I'm just slowing down a touch. Just slowing down a touch to get around the corner. Just slowing down a touch. I think that was quite a nice cut. Let's have a look. Yeah, oh, that looks quite nice there. Some lovely colour. So there might be a decision at some point where I might swap this round, you know, guys. I'm very tempted to come in this way. Very tempted to come in that way. Because I'm wondering where these branches are going to end up in the bowl as I come round. I think what I might do is a closed shape to keep these branches at the lower edge. So if I do a closed bowl, that'll round and I'll keep these in the base as marks. I think I'll do that on this piece. I did the other piece the other way around, but I think I shall do that with this one. It's all a learning experience for me. Done one of these. Well, this is probably the second one I've done only. I was lucky enough to get a piece the other week, which I did. Another bowl, which a number of you saw me do some of it. That's the only other piece of monkey puzzle that I've done so far to date. That was done differently. That was done the other way up, so that had the branches. This is the top side, which will now be the bottom side for this one. But if you don't get it wrong once, then you're not going to get it right the next time. Yeah, I'll be chatting to the guy that I bought this off at some point. He's got a timber yard nearby, but I'll also have a look in his. I'll also have another look. So he's not a wood turner, but he is a carver, right? So he's carved this in the method that he would use it, not in the method a wood turner would use it. So he's carved this because he uses an Arbortech carving, and he just gouges in and takes out, and he doesn't generally round the outside. So he makes the most of these at the top by not going too deep and leaving the rest of the bowl natural, as per the edge. So let's have a look. This is way out of line, so let's have a think about how we get this straight. Let's have a look. Are we close? Not far off there, guys. Just let me check that. Yeah, I'm close there. cutting quite nicely. I don't know whether you can see that, but there's no resin to talk about. There's no resin to talk about, and actually it's not going to take too long to get that to flat this way. Wasn't sure it was the right method, but again, the chart suggests to me otherwise. There's still some air I can see, so I'm going to ride the bevel in. Keep riding the bevel in. So, one of the challenges we've got with Monkey Puzzle is this is extremely dry in here. It's literally just that is a hole that goes all the way through to the other side. So, lesson learnt from the other day. I'm chatting with Simon Hope and of all people Phil Irons and a couple of others when I was talking about it on the on a group that I'm a member of, that they just happen to be members. Their suggestion is drop a load of CA glue in there and try to have it soak it up, but not until you've got a relative thinness that allows it to get all the way through to the other side. So I'm going to try and come up with a shape that allows me to make use of these branches, and I'm thinking quite a wide mortise might be the answer. Now I've got my shark jaws. There it is. The dreaded lost chuck key that we found it. I'm thinking I might use I really want to use a tenon. But if I use a tenon I'm going to lose more of this, so I'm thinking that I'm not going to. I'm just going to bring my tailstock up. Turn this down. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Quite lucky that the height off the top of my tailstock with a pencil gives me the size of mortise I need to expand these jaws perfectly into. So I'm very lucky with that. I shall just pull the tailstock away again. I shall just have a quick think. Just showing off how slow my minimum speed is on the second fast speed belt. Sorry about that, guys. I don't think that foot looks too bad. Good thing about this is there'll be plenty of figure in there. That I'll be able to take advantage of. Yeah, I agree, guys. I agree. I don't think a mortise is ideal. The only trouble is the way this is cut. Honestly, don't think this way round unless I flip it over, which I could do now I've levelled it out. It's a tough one. Because the screw holes now are going to be 30mm screws, so screw holes are going to be 15mm in. I've got the wide chuck on, but I think that's going to obliterate my shape. The alternative is that I go with a tenon, and I just go for it and we see what the outcome is, which might be the safest option. So I think I may do that. I think I'm going to go with a tenon after all that, which will leave me 1, 2, 3, probably 3, probably only 3 of the branches visible, but I think you're right, guys. I do think you're right. So let's stop that. Let's see if we can't get some shape in, and then I'm going to put a tenon into this piece. We'll whack her back up again to a fair old speed, but nothing too quick. I'm just about 700 there. This the new lathe is not complaining one little bit. Let's just get around the corner. Let's just get around the corner and have a look, shall we? This should give us an idea. This should give us a reasonable idea of where we are. Let's have a look. I think the base is going to look quite pretty. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it round. Just going to give this this gouge a sharpen. Bear with me a sec. Remember to set it to the Chris Parker grind. So, I think I showed this the other day. That everyone says not to. Oh, wrong camera. Not to modify the Pro Edge, and the new setup not the Tormek one, but on the Sorby proprietary, which is designated by this red metal top as opposed to the black plastic one, which I believe the Pro Edges originally came with. The line that's etched into or cast into the jig. I was doing some work with Chris Parker the other day on a lesson for some hollow forms, and he suggested that I pull that all the way back to here. So that's where the Sorby line now is. It's about 3-4 mil, but in terms of angle, it makes a dramatic difference in terms of angle and bevel. So I've now got my gouge cut at 55 mil. Sorry, the 55 degree, but I get a significant longer edge on the long edge, and I've also got a double bevel now. But all these fancy things, I do as I'm told. I don't understand the science necessarily yet, but it's working for me, especially with these bigger bowls and large hollow forms that I've been testing myself out with. Right, and we've got a new belt on here, so just switch on my Pro Edge. Apologies for the noise, guys. There you go. Nice fresh edge. Lovely fresh edge on there. Whatever anyone says, Pro Edge for me, it's been a saviour in terms of lockdown and ensuring that I have some consistency in my sharpening. Therefore, I don't feel like my tools can be blamed. It's only me. And as with this now, it's just a beautiful cutting tool as a consequence of this new grind. So I'm going to try and protect as much of this base as I can. So I'm going to go for a tenon, but I'm going to try and use it as a feature. And if I can, I may make 3 feet out of it on the bottom of the bowl. Too bad. Just double check, don't want to be on an embarrassing situation. So with that fully closed, so I want to be just inside of that pencil line. Hey Rob, morning. Morning Rob. closed there. And I need probably about that much clearance. And let's just shear cut this out. Just give that a sharpen. Some light on the subject. Let's have a little look. Smells quite nice, this monkey puzzle. I think I can go in a little bit more. Looks pretty good to me. Let's dovetail, so should just make a little dovetail into the perfect. Let's just there we go. Not bad. Seen better. Let's just do a little bit of work on that. There we go. Let's just do a little bit of work on here and see if we can't roll a little bead. See if we can't roll a little bead around that. Just roll a little bead this way. I'm just going to see if I can't just tidy that up with a little scooping. Try and roll it around the end if we can. Let's see. It's a funky little foot. Funky little foot, quite like that. Funky monkey. Hopefully that'll come out in the edit. Right, so we're on a tenon, guys. Just need to get a shout, so thanks for that, whoever, I think there was more than one, whoever recommended I rethink a bit on the old tenon. I'm thinking now I might go with a bowl that's, well, I don't know, if I was, let's see if we can, let's see if we can do this. I don't know whether this will work, but we can give it a go. Let's see. So I'm thinking, tell me if you think I'm not right. But what I'm going to suggest is, and I need to put the camera across. So what about if I did a no? I think more here. With a let's keep the roots in the bottom. Not quite as exaggerated as that, but as you can see, I'm no artist. But what do you think? What do you think? Now, amongst all that, I've put my chisel down on a flat surface. Can't find it. Here it is. So I'm just going to raise my tool up a bit. As you can see, I think I've lost these branches, haven't I? Pretty much. Never mind. A big lesson learnt for me. So we'll maintain the figure. and we'll see where the figure takes us. Sorry about the lack of chat, guys. I'm just trying to concentrate on getting a super fine finish off the chisel, which I'm not doing too badly with, I don't think, right now. So let's try and see if we can go the other way. I just want to make sure I get this as symmetrical as possible, because I'm losing a fair amount of the monkey magic with the loss of the branches. But I think a chat with my friendly lumberyard and we'll be away. Oof. Dirty stuff. Yeah, I think I'm quite liking the shape. It's going to be like a lozenge type shape. I might take it all the way around yet. But be careful, because I don't think I can get too far in with this. Whew. Anybody bored yet? Look at that. Nice inclusion there. I think I might keep that. And I might keep that. Some of it at least. And I'm going to get these starbursts that are coming round. And I will keep some of the stuff on the bottom. Definite lesson learnt, this one. So let's just see if we can't take it a little bit further round. I'm even wondering whether I could have a band of embellishment right around the middle, but this wood's so beautiful, I don't think I need to. Okay, I think that's the angle to follow round, and that'll give me the... Trying to look like I know what I'm doing, guys, but I really haven't got a clue. Just practicing a bit of a finishing cut there if I can, because I really want this bottom to come to a finish in a second. I think I've got the foot just about right. Wondering if I can get in a little bit, get you in a little bit closer. I'm almost liking this change in level here. It almost gives it an extra. Do you know what? Oh, it might seem like a ridiculous thing to do, but I almost think it adds a shadow to it, which oh dear, this is a difficult one, because that looks, to me, and I know to others will say, oh no, that looks too fussy, you need a long flowing line, but I don't know, I quite like that. I quite like that. I might just take it in a little bit further, but I think I'm gonna leave it. Sorry guys, I'm just going to have to take this off the lathe and have a look at what that stands like, because my brain at this time of the morning, although it's now time for a coffee. Let's take this down. My brain tells me that might sit quite nicely. Let's have a look. I don't know if you can see, but I've got this rim here, and while it's an accident, I almost think it adds something to the base of the bowl. Obviously I'm going to turn the tenon away, but the way that sits on that step with that flame coming up the side, I mean, that just looks like a flame, doesn't it? And then into some smoke, and like, I've got the odd crack. Some kind of monkey puzzle UFO this has turned into, isn't it? But, or should I say unidentifiable object. Think I should leave it? Oh, this isn't a light lump at the moment. What do you think? Yeah, cheers Rob. It's not bad. I mean, this monkey puzzle's not, of all things to say, because I've heard lots of other stories. I would say monkey puzzle, because I've had two good pieces, and I know this has got quite some crack down there. So let's do the deed on that. get some CA into it, but it's got quite the crack down here. Ooh. Oh dear. Anyone see that? Small amount of CA coming off the coming out of the tube all over the new lathe. Good job there's lots of shavings on there, isn't it? I'm sure that happens to all of us, right? Oh dear. Well, it has to happen one day. At least it's only the faceplate and a few shavings. That's the main thing. No harm done. That's very annoying though. Very, very annoying. Let's get that CA down into that crack. So the moral of this story is, when you open a bottle of CA, check that the lid hasn't stuck into the hasn't then stuck in to the top of it, because if you end up with that, you end up tipping half a bottle all over your new lathe, which isn't something I would highly recommend. But I don't even know if I swore. Did I swear? I feel like swearing. But yeah, and this does say on YouTube not made for kids, but I would another lesson learnt for those watching. all I know is my fingers are now very because my first thought was save the lathe, and luckily every place that there was CA has shavings on it, so we're all good. Needed to be christened anyway. Something needed to happen. I'm just glad it was CA and nothing else more personal. Right, let's give that a second to set. And we'll get this show back on the road. It's looking reasonably good, I would say. I'll have another drink of coffee after that. It's alright, Doc. It's nothing I can't fix, I don't think. Right, I'm going to leave this bottom rim on because I quite like it. Like a secondary foot, gives another layer of shadow. And what I might do just to check that it's the right thing to do, I'm just going to put in there an accentuating line with Simon Hope's little skew. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's the right thing to do. I should leave that. So let's just round off the top and get the general shape. Rob, I think I probably should have sworn quite a lot at that point, but don't know what. Something stopped me doing it. Something stopped me swearing. And the cut from the bottom. Light cut, come on, keep going. Ride the bevel. Ride the bevel, nice gentle cut. Monkey Puzzle's your friend. Let's just have another look. Let's just have another look. We're almost there. Now it's tempting. It's tempting to embellish this bit here. But I also like the idea of carrying this curve all the way around, so I'm going to do that. One more cut from this side. Just gentle, follow the bevel. Just round the bevel. Taking a tiny little shaving, stay on the bevel. Again, I'd have approached this the completely different way. Rob, if you want to know why the finish looks so good, it's Ruby's chart. This chart has changed my life. It just allows me to look at it, check it, make sure I'm cut in the right direction. I know you were talking about it yesterday on your live, but for some reason it just slips my mind, and I end up with the likes of Steve Temple Boy on here shouting at me. Gotta stay very light because I've got these inclusions. Let's see. See if I can still ride the bevel, but I need these inclusions to. Just losing the shape slightly, but I've got to here. I need to go in. Okay, right, let's. So. Okay, so I'm going to come round and down. Ride the bevel. Nearly there guys. It's just a couple of inclusions which are proving to me, at my skill level, just a little bit of a challenge to keep the bevel on and keep riding the cut. But we shall see. Try and get a finishing cut. Let's see. I think I'm going to go around this way and then I'm done. Famous last words, of course. Ride the bevel. Come on. Find the cut. Find the cut. Just these inclusions are just stopping me getting that smooth round there that I want. And I suppose I could drop the handle. No, I don't think so. So I'm going to get a sander out and just have a look at that. See whether those are sometimes you just got to see it and go for it, haven't you? Sometimes you just got to see it. Just got a bit there. I think I'm just going to put a nice little lid on the top, nice little lip around the top. You won't be able to see that feature yet, but I'm going to put a lip there and I'm going to try and keep this inclusion if I can, because it's part of the bowl. It's part of the bowl, so I could take it out, but I think all too often we might be too easy. It might be too easy to forget that it's a natural product. Let's see. Might be too much, but let's see. It's so highly figured. It's so just for the camera, I shall put a little bit of methylated spirits on the back, and let's see what it'll look like when it's finished. In this digital day and age, we all like a little early warning, don't we? Let's have a look. Let's see. It's not bad, is it? Not a bad looking piece. Right guys, I promise this will be no marathon, but I won't blame you. I won't blame you if you all disappear in the next few minutes while I work out, or try to work out. Apologies for the noise. That's it, Sandy. To use a different mic. Is that mic all right? How's this microphone? Is that one doing a job okay? I honestly think I need to get in there and just tidy that up, I'm afraid. Which doesn't mean I'm going to get the sandpaper out again, but it does mean that I do need to just get in there for a very, very fine cut. Just going to get in there for a very, very fine cut. Put the old helmet back on. Let's just see if that's done it. A little bit more. Oh, torn the edge there. That was a mistake, look. Torn the edge. Another design opportunity. Another design opportunity. Damn. Well, guys, that was unexpected and unwelcome. That point. Well, I wasn't quite happy with that edge anyway. Definitely didn't do it on purpose. But it's giving me the opportunity just to clean it up. And now, I'm kind of happy with that. Well, there's something to be said for happy accidents, guys. That was definitely a happy accident. Let's clean that edge up. Just going to quickly finish that little corner, and I promised I wouldn't get the sandpaper back out. But I'm just going to go in there, do that. Okay. $240. Put the shelf edge off. And the shelf edge straight into the 320 and the 400. And it's a missing button. You can probably tell I'm used to these little hiccups and cock-ups. It's right. So, sanding sealer. Have some sanding sealer. Anything like the other things I had. Drinking. Drink, 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 drink. Sort my hair out with helmet head. This is just a bit of Hampshire sheen cellulose sanding sealer. Go on, I'll be honest, I do like the smell of it in comparison to others. So, as much as I don't know anything else about any other kind of sanding sealers, and I do have a can of chestnut in my locker, this is the one that makes the workshop remind me of pear drops. Just a bit more on the top. Give it a burnish. There's been some publicity recently on a few forums about burnishing, maybe scratching the work. And my understanding is, as long as you're careful and you pick up the shavings from the piece that you're working on at the time, there shouldn't be much of a problem. But I'm sure you guys can tell me otherwise. Just dropping a bit into this bit of inclusion. Just let it sit there and see if it goes in. No. Drop a bit into this one. Sit there for a second. Get a good clean out. Give that a minute to dry off. Oh. So here, Auntie Helen, in the corner, it's here. I have an espresso machine in the corner, Helen. Hey Gerard, hope you're well. We had a minor incident earlier. Dropped half a bottle of super glue onto the new lathe. A little bit stupid, wasn't it? Luckily, there are a lot of shavings on the lathe at the time. So we've got one piece on the bed end that I'll never use, no doubt. So apart from that, we're all good. Do a little bit of maintenance while we're... Oh, yeah. Good old Australian cast iron. Perfect. Well, at least I can say I've christened the girl now. Or is it a boy? I don't know. Vic sounds like could be a bit of both. One last smattering of sanding sealer just to make sure I've got it sealed. Learned that lesson on the last one, the last bowl, which to be honest guys, I oiled the last bowl and I was going to finish it with some wax, but I'm going to leave the other one with oil on because it actually worked very well. And I think this is going to get microcrystalline wax on the outside, so I just want to make sure I've got it nicely sealed. And I'll give it a little burnish with a cloth, with a bit of a rag, I think, today. Shiny. This cellulose sanding sealer really does sometimes come up like a finish. I suppose it is. I don't know. I don't think it's a shellac paste, but what I would call definitely no, it's not shellac paste. Hey Leona. Yeah. So Gerard, there is a really horrible bit of pith in here, and it is rotten all the way through to the core. However, I got some advice from some extremely eminent woodturners recently. One being lived around the corner, Mr. Hope, Simon Hope, and he suggests filling it up with CA, thin CA, and very much that's the whole, and it's like Oasis. I don't know if you know. I'm showing my flower arranging prowess, but Oasis is a real soft substance that you stick flowers in for flower arranging. Well, it's very much like that. Very much feels like Oasis. So pouring some CA glue deep into those holes, nooks and crannies, is the way forward. Right, guys, I think I'm ready to put some microcrystalline wax on this now. So, if anyone's planning to hang around and watch, you're more than welcome. Because I won't be turning the camera off. Right. Find something other than a skew chisel to open up my. Oh yeah, I finally dished out and bought one of these this week. I don't know whether anyone else has got one of these, but I've seen them around, and I've seen them on Amazon for £12. And I thought, oh, £12, that's a lot of money for a piece of plastic. But this thing's turned up. It's 6 or so millimeters of polycarbonate. It's very, very clearly marked. It's very, very nicely scribed. It goes out to 300 mil, so if I'm not mistaken, that's close to 12 inches. And for the £12 I paid for it, now that I've got it, I'm actually very, very pleased with it. I think it's a great thing, and I'm 12 months the worse off for not having bought one before now. So if you don't have one, I would seriously consider it, and not it's not worth the time. I know a lot of people like to make them themselves, and that's fine if you've got polycarbonate, but I looked into buying polycarbonate, and it's expensive stuff if you don't have any lying around. And this has got all sorts of opportunities now for off-center turnings. The world's the oyster with this, so I'm quite looking forward to trying out some of the more novel things. And it came within a day, so I ordered it and it was with me the following day. So I was quite pleased with that. Anyway, just thought I'd share that. Right. Let's yeah, Leona, I know. I'll share the link with you if you like. I'll share the link because this one, as I say, it's good to know. I think when someone's bought something that's decent. Let me get to it. Delivered Thursday. Copy link. And share. How do I share? Yeah. Share. Copy to clipboard. YouTube. Sorry, guys. It's always weird seeing my name pop up on YouTube when I go live. I'm hoping this doesn't send you to my own page, but let's see. Mike, I'm with you. I'm with you, Mike. I wouldn't disagree, but I don't know. I just felt like it was my time was worth more than making that out the other day when I was looking at them, and I just got caught up in it. But I would say that one, to me, seems like a pretty good option. Right, so this doesn't have to be like the gloss wax, which is less is more, microcrystalline, which helps to avoid fingerprints and is a completely different animal to, well, let's say Martin's gloss wax. I can't speak for other gloss waxes. Again, I've pretty much been with Martin since the first day that I started getting interested in turning. It's kind of how I know Rob CP and a number of the others, Pete Twisted Tweez and others, because of my early beginnings into the community of wood turners was very much through Martin Sadin Smith's line of videos, and a chap in the States who's got a channel called Worth the Effort, who I liked very much. He had a very clear manner of showing you how to turn my first bowl, so I enjoyed that. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm wedded to all products that are from the wood turning community, because I've got some that I like to use for embellishing, which which a couple of people picked up on the other night. You know, I think if you think a product's good, why not use it? Is it Sean? Sean, that's it. Sean, worth the effort. It was very funny the other day. He was on with his dad. His dad seems to be a pretty eminent wood turner too. I'd go as far to say I think Sean was worth the effort. Sean was probably the first wood turner I ever saw on YouTube. And he's therefore probably to blame for the small amount of expense and time that I've spent, but probably also, as with all of us, accountable for, under lockdown, having something to release ourselves. Right, I'll leave that for a minute. That sounds like a beer conversation. Started because of a joke. Yeah, that sounds like a beer conversation. Looking all right. Quite liking the shape. Bit different. It does shine up quite nicely on the. It does shine up quite nicely with the old wax on the back. So I had wax on the back and oil across the front. Gerard, if you see this here, I don't know whether you can hear that, but that's me tapping on the centre of the piece. This was the same. This piece here was the same. Look that way, but it's rock hard now. And I basically poked it through. Well, you can see better on the back where I haven't finished it properly yet. But I just mixed up a load of super glue and shavings, dust shavings. Dropped it in and then sanded and polished across the top, and it's pretty much indistinguishable, I think, because it's just gone back to a wood finish. There is a bit of a shine to it, but I don't think it's too bad. Couldn't hope for any better, I don't think. Right, 10:30. I'm going to have to get a move on. So I need to go and take our little boy out, I think. So I'm probably not going to hollow the inside at the moment, guys. I might come back to that later this evening. But I will back it up so that we can see what it looks like, and I'll take it off the lathe and give us a view of what the aspect looks like. Been a lot of discussion about paper towels recently as well. I, creature of habit, just went with what Martin uses. Martin Sabin Smith, that is. If anyone happens to be interested in paper towels at all, that's the brand, and that's the pattern you need to look for, because there are many types of Nicky Talents. That's the cheapest of the cheap, although in terms of cost on eBay, it's not the cheapest of the cheap in terms of purchase price, but you can buy it in 24.48 bags. Wow, so you got a lathe sent to you in the post. Do you still have that lathe, Doc? And what was it? You'll notice no Yorkshire grit this morning. I have a tin somewhere. I have a tin somewhere. I tried it, didn't get on with it. Almost a full tin left. Someone gave me it. I don't know, sandpaper and elbow grease seems to work for me at the moment. I think when if I move over to resin or turning anything like that, then I'll probably move over to grit. But I quite like going through the process, don't tell Nick, of sanding. Find it quite therapeutic when there isn't too many people watching. Right, let's have a look, see what that first coat. That first coat looks quite nice. Coming up quite nicely, isn't it? I think I've been quite lucky with my first voyage and discovery into Monkey Puzzle, and I might have to go and get another couple of pieces off the chap that sold me this. Can't remember what I paid for it. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't mega bucks. I think it was £12 a piece, something like that. I think I paid him for it. And no postage because he's a local. There's a little lumber yard in Front-on-Sea. Tricky chap to negotiate with, old Alistair. I don't think he'd disagree with that, even if he were on here, which you may well watch at some point. I do intend to take these round and show him the fruits of the labour. See if I can't get some free wood on the basis of maybe giving him one of these pieces. Barter never does any harm. And he is a woodman. Can't remember what he said, 4 or 5 generations, maybe more. The wood business, lumberyard, has been in his family for nearly 100 years, I think he said on the site. Bless them, they're no longer with us, but he's carrying on the tradition. And he doesn't have any kilns. He just lets everything air dry in his storage facilities, which are on site. Right, unlike gloss wax, which you need to let go tacky, my understanding is from watching many hours with Martin, microcrystalline wax is one that you should let dry, or dry to as far an extent as you can. So I'm going to have another interlude of a minute or two, just while we just let this go off. It's nice that the weather's changed because it's no longer freezing in here and I no longer need to have a fire on. But, so we'll do that, let that go, and then put these back in the... Where's that link? What is that link, Leona? Is it a reference site or a sale site? Yeah, why not? Let's do it. No harm in having a look at some lumber yards. Hey Doug, how did you deal with him? Drop me a Facebook drop me a Facebook message, Doug, because I'll be dealing with him slightly differently on the next time round. I literally picked up his number, texted him, agreed a time on or around when he would be on site, and he's a tree surgeon, so obviously he finds himself up trees quite regularly, so you can't really just turn up on spec and expect to be there unless you just live around the corner. It's quite a wide site. He has 2 or 3 main buildings, all piled high to the rafters. Okay, Leo. Okay. It's all piled high to the rafters with boards and wood. Some of it has been there too long, so it is rotting away. We've got some beech that's full of worm by the look of it, so I think we need to be careful. But he's clearing all that out, and he's got some bog oak which looks absolutely unbelievable. But he's not cutting it. He's selling it in pieces, and it really does look like prehistoric. Absolutely prehistoric. It's very twisted and warped, and yeah, some really, really interesting shapes in it, but not really for wood turners, I would say. I think you need to go with the problem I had when I went was I didn't know what to expect, and he had absolutely nothing ready apart from a couple of rounds of this monkey puzzle, and it was very much, what do I want? I went through a few things, and you know, he wasn't prepared. So the next time I would go, I'd be asking for, I'd go to him and say, I want one of these, please, and I want it this size, yeah, 6 by 6 by 11 or 7 by 7 by 10 or whatever for doing hollow forms, things like that. I'd try to agree some kind of price before I got there and before he'd cut it, so as not to feel obliged to take the wood. But yeah, I think some groundwork, an initial shake his hand, go down, buy a couple of pieces, see what he's about, is a good thing. And then my next foray is, go back and give him an order basically, and say, I'd like some sycamore. I'd like it to be 6 by 6 by 9 or 10 inches. I'd like some beech. I'd like a couple of pieces of monkey puzzle, and agree a price with him over the phone. Then go down, have a look. Yeah, the usual kind of negotiation, I suggest. Yeah, Leon, he's a tree surgeon, but he also has a lumber yard, and there's quite a significant furniture lumber yard close to us called Thoroughgoods, and they're a big company, but literally you ask anything about if you've got any offcuts of anything ugly. Yeah, they've got plenty of offcuts, but generally it's oak. I got some planks of black walnut from the Thoroughgoods yard, etc. But this chap called Alistair, he's very much a one-man band. He has an on-site milling machine that he can, it's basically the flatbed off the back of a truck, mobile unit, but it's big and it's good. And you can basically, I said to him, look, can I put an order in and you pull stuff out, because everything's under about 5 or 6 different boards, etc. So just getting to find something. Yeah, I guess help yourself is a different aspect. We'd have to pay this guy because he does. He has stored it, as you can see by this monkey puzzle. It's not wet in the true sense of the word wet. It's pretty well seasoned. It's cut 18 months ago. He could tell me the address it came from, obviously, but he's in a purpose of doing business is selling wood and tree surgery. So An interesting combination. Not necessarily a waste product, which I guess for some tree surgeons wood is. I don't know what's everyone else's thoughts. He does. He does. He said, what did he say to me when I spoke to him? He said, I said, how will I know when I'm at the lumber yard? He says, I'll just put the postcode in, you won't miss it. And he didn't tell me it was a big barge, but we didn't have to. There was nothing else really in the area. You drive past. It must be. It's got to be getting on, I don't know, 50 foot long, maybe more. That barge, maybe more. Big old boy. Right, let's take this off and have a look at it. And then I'm going to call it a day. Right. What did I do with my giant spanner? Right. So there we go. One monkey puzzle ball with a rim to the rear and a foot here. It's going to have, I've built a lip or rim into the top. I'm going to keep this inclusion here, so the rim will only go around halfway, but I'm going to keep that because I kind of dig that somehow. But yeah, I don't, even though I lost a lot of the branches. So that one, I've got that one still. You know, I've lost a fair amount of the red colour, which I might have kept by doing this the other way around. We'll see as we dig into it. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad. It's a reasonable size. Finish is okay, I think. No tool marks. I think I'm quite happy with that, and I'm going to throw this on a tenon, which is about 8 or 9 mil tenon. So I should be fine with that on the 60 mil sharp jaws. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me this morning. It's made the time fly, I'll be honest. But yeah, all good. Looks actually all right that way, doesn't it? Right. Cheers, guys. See you later. I'll probably pop up at some point this evening, maybe, to finish that off. But you don't. I'm not expecting people to turn up. It's just my own kind of practice time, and if you can use the live chat, then go ahead. Cheers, guys. See you later.